All right, greetings and welcome to this new series that I'm going to be doing. And I'm basically going to be getting some racks and trying to get through them, do some break and runs, maybe some table runs if I have a dry break, and kind of just show you what I'm thinking about, why I'm shooting what I'm shooting, and then you'll be able to even see, how I'm shooting it with the GoPro on. We're going to start this series off with some 8-ball, one of the more popular games of pool. And I'm basically going to take you through step by step and show you how to break and run and how to table run a rack of 8-ball. So we're going to go ahead and start it. The first thing, if you're doing a self rack, you want to make sure all the balls are touching, obviously. Get as tight of a rack as possible. And my personal favorite break with 8-ball is you're going to be about in line with the third ball over from the head ball. So here we're going to be lined up with the 3-ball. And I'm going to just be aiming at the 6-ball to hit it full. And I'm not too worried about speed. This is more of a control break. Now you got to hit it a little hard, but you're not going to put everything into it. I'd say give about 80%, just enough so you can stay accurate. And I'm going to hit with just a tip of top, maybe half a tip of top. And that should help the cue ball stop in the center of the table. All right, so I hit way off on that. If you saw, the cue ball bumped over here and came back over, that means I hit to the left side of the rack. Ideally what you want is you'd hit this, it'd come straight back and stop, somewhere in the center of the table. But this isn't bad, minus the fact that I didn't make a ball. And I probably didn't make a ball because I didn't hit it very accurately. But let's go ahead and get into the rack and figure out what we're going to shoot, and then I'll explain why I'm shooting that. So the first part of the process, let's say this is your opponent's break, you're coming to the table, and this is your game. You have to figure out which of these sets is the easiest. And to me, the stripes stand out really quick. Or not the stripes, the solids. And that's because even though this 1-ball looks like it's tied up with the 12, it's actually pretty easy to make. And the 4-ball comes over here. The 3-ball is a little bit of an issue, but you can make it over here once you get rid of the 1-ball. And 7 can go over there. There's no issues there. I think the biggest issue we're going to face is our opening shot. No, we have the 6 actually. So, and the 2, you can get position on the 2 with the 5. And I just don't see any really big problems. I guess just getting on this 1-ball, like your initial shot, and then having something after the 1, that's kind of difficult. You could play the 3-1 combo. That wouldn't be bad, especially with shooting the 6 first. Then you get a chance to get on the 4 right after that. You just have to watch out. If you hit this bad, the 3 might end up on this rail. But I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to hit this 6, maybe go to the rail and back up. I have to get a good look at the angle. Actually, we're pretty much dead straight. So I'm just going to draw back. And before I shoot, usually what I do is I'll come over and I'll look at the line that I want to get in. And actually, it looks like if I hit this 1 the right way, we'll hit the 1 first, and then it'll go off the 12, and then the 3 will sit in front of the pocket. But we got to get there. You don't want to not draw back because you're not going to be able to shoot it past the 7. So you got to at least get to here, ideally about there. So we're looking to draw about 1 diamond back. Not too bad. Probably could have came back another inch or so, but we're all right. We're not straight in on the combo, but this is good enough. And so here, we got to make sure we just hit this. And we have a really good opportunity here to get on the 4-ball. So I'm going to try to stun it. And we should be able to get on the 4 as well. So we're shooting the 1 here. And hopefully the 3-ball will come out and sit in front of the side pocket. If not, go in the pocket. Okay, that's pretty good. And if you look at this angle here, now the next, let me explain what I'm thinking about. So here, everything's pretty easy now, right? The 5, right? 5 leads to the 2. The 3 ball is right over the side pocket. We have really easy position on the 4. So what's our problem ball? It's the 7. Well, 7 is like the hardest ball on the table for us to get position on. Fortunately, we've left a slight angle that we can just float over for the 7. And so that's what I'm going to do right now, because we want to take care of our problem balls first, especially an 8 ball. All right, so come over here, get an idea of where you want the cue ball to end up, and just choose a point. You know, some people, sometimes you're tempted to just, oh, I need to send it this direction, and you send it that direction, and then you end up on this rail, and now you have a really tricky shot. You don't want to do that. You want to pick a more precise position, and then if you end up a little over, a little under, you're still okay. Might have to get the extension on this one. It's kind of far. This is okay. Yeah. Just gonna stun this over. That's pretty perfect. And here, now this is, I'm glad I saw this. This is actually a really nice little trap you could fall into. You're tempted here to just hit a stop shot, right? Now, if you hit a stop shot and you're shooting from here, the issue is you have a slight angle going into here. And so what does that mean? That means you're going to be coming off and you're going to hit this 12, and then your draw is taking you back towards this 13. Not ideal. Right? Now, if you get past the 13, you get over here, not a big deal, right? But if you get over the top of the 13, or something weird happens off this 4 and you get over here and you stop short, you know, you're looking at a really, I mean, you might be able to make the 5 from here, but you want to get out here, right? You want to get over here so you can shoot a stop shot on the 5. And another option, you could leave the 3 for last. I don't really like that though because of this 13. You know, it looks like it's easy to get position on the 3. It isn't really. So instead what I want to do is I just want to shoot maybe from here. But then you bring in the 13 into play. It's gets a little hairy if you do that. Okay. If I could just leave the cue ball where the 7 is. And so this isn't exactly a stop shot. It's a bit of a stun. And just this is going to roll a hair forward, hopefully. All right, that's pretty good. And so now we should have an angle where we're not going into the 12 ball. Let's come over here. Now this is straight in. That's where we want to get, or over here. You don't want to get on the short side of this and you're running into the 2 ball and 8. All right, then you're in trouble. So I'm going to try to get at least straight, maybe a little bit past it. Now here, don't just stop the cue ball because you got shape on the 2 afterwards. You want to look at this and say, how do I get shape on the 8? Well, if you get on this side, you're going to have to go down to the rail and back out, which wouldn't be a big deal if the 11 wasn't here. But I think I like, you know, it's pretty good. Just a stop shot. You can just, if you get perfect, just a stop shot from here. You can just draw straight back and you can take a little bit of a cut on the 8 ball. All right, so just looking to hit a stop shot. Be even better if we roll forward just a hair, maybe to where the 5 is. Okay. right, now we got the 2, and we just need to draw back a little bit, and we actually have the angle that I kind of wanted, and that'll give us a pretty easy position on the 8 ball. All right, doesn't get much easier than that. And so we took a fairly tough rack. Well, I don't know if it was tough, but we had a couple problems, but we solved them. So let's go ahead and try to get into the next rack and see if we can get through the next one. All right. Okay, so we're just gonna pretend that last rack didn't happen. Yeah, I scratched on the break and then proceeded to miss ball in hand. We're gonna ignore that. That didn't happen, all right? Do not show that. Cut that out. Oh, man. Oh my goodness. Terrible. All right, we're gonna get into this next rack. Same break. I'm gonna try to hit the break square on. All right, so that was better. You see we made a ball, 2 balls. I just had a little bit too much top, so we went a little bit down table. Like I said, ideally, imagine the cue ball's here. You know, in this area, you have a whole lot more shots versus down here. I only have a couple. I have 13 and the 2 and the 10. Maybe the 12 if I wanted to take a thin cut. And so now the next step is just choosing which side is easier. They're both pretty easy. I don't see any really big problem balls. Maybe the 11's like difficult, but it's not necessarily what I would consider a problem. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take solids here because solids have a really easy opening shot. And then we have the 7 sitting here, which can lead to the 4, which can get us on the 6. Or we can shoot the 7, then the 6, then the 4. But we have a lot of options. But I'm gonna go ahead and start here with the 2. I'm gonna kind of float it down this way. And I can shoot the 7 next. And the key ball here, maybe I leave the 5 for last. And so I can shoot the 5 and then come up and then shoot the 8 over here. Only issue with that is the 14 and 9 might be a little bit of an issue. Maybe stripes are better because of that. So you got all these balls blocking the 8. The 12 ball blocks the 8. And then these balls are kind of like making position on the 8 ball a little difficult. I don't see a really easy way to get position other than the 5, but then getting position on the 5 is also slightly difficult. Like you can get here, right? Get on this side and then go into there and up the rail or just draw straight back, but it's a little touchy. I think I like stripes, even though the 11 ball's on the rail, as long as it goes past the 5, which it does. And it's even off the rail a little bit, which makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna take the 13. I'm just gonna roll up and bump this 9 rather than trying to get cute with the cue ball and hold it. All right. Ideally, I would have had like a bit of an angle that would have taken me over here so I could just take care of this 11 ball to start. But I didn't get it. That's all right. I have to take care of this 12 and 10. They don't look like problem balls, but they kind of are. And that's because the 8 ball is kind of somewhat blocking shape on the 12. And then the 2 ball is definitely blocking shape on the 10. But we'll be okay. So what I'm thinking is we get an angle like this to go into the 12. We go cue ball into the rail. We can just bump into the 2 to stop the cue ball, and then we get shape on the 10. I don't know if this angle is going to let me get down here for the 12 ball though. I have to pull this back. Just make sure I don't go behind the 8 and I should be fine. Ooh. All right, so ended up a little more straight than I wanted. So I'm gonna come down here and look, and actually, yeah, if I just get the cue ball underneath the 2, so look at the angle here. So I have about until there, so here under is fine, which is pretty easy with the angle that I have. And that'll give me a natural angle to come out one cushion up here for the 9 or the 15. And then that'll take me hopefully over to get shape on the 11. And I'm actually, instead of trying to play just a little bit of top, I'm gonna go into the rail and back out. Kind of guaranteeing getting past that 2 ball. So we have a little bit of angle. I'm gonna try to get on the 9 ball, and if I go past it, I have the 15 to save me. So this is just a little bit hair left, help it get down table. Don't go too far. So again, this 11 ball, but we're okay. Yeah, ideally, I would have been like straight in, maybe like right here. So I just went past it a little bit, but that's fine. So instead what I can do, I can just kind of stop the cue ball and, well, you can't really stop it, but you can stun it down, get on this line to shoot the 15 over here, and I'll take the cue ball over here. Just get a little bit off the rail, so you're not on the rail when you're shooting the 8, but yeah. This is kind of like a nice soft touch. You don't want the cue ball to run too far on you. Like that, you didn't want it to do that. Okay. It's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Oh man. All right, so this is fine. I'll just take the cut on the 11. I'm not gonna go crazy and try to move the cue ball around the table. So we're just gonna hit a soft stop shot. It'll stun out a little bit because of the angle, but it'll be okay. Okay. Now, because I got the wrong angle on that 15, you know, instead of being over here, I have a really easy shot. Now I gotta go here, over here, maybe back out, maybe even all the way across, depending on how hard I wanna hit it. I'd have to hit it pretty hard to do that. So I think what I'm gonna do, yeah, that looks pretty good. Just hit it just a hair outside, a hair top. And what that'll do is like the right will kind of hold it and then the top will kind of take it over and like a little bit past. So it'll come down and get somewhere over here. And then we can shoot the 8 ball in the same corner pocket. All right, that was a pretty good shot. And we're dead straight, so nothing too difficult. All right, so remember I said take care of your problem balls first? Well, the 11 was our biggest problem ball. And we had, I think, 3 chances to get good shape to where we could get on the 11. And it took that many chances before we were able to finally get position on it, even if it wasn't ideal over here. But we still got out of the rack, and so pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and rack these up. We'll get into the next rack. All right, so here we are. We're getting into rack number 4. First rack we broke dry, then we had an 8-ball run. The second rack never happened. And in the third rack, we had a nice break and run. So we're gonna try and do that again. I'm gonna use the same break as I did. It worked pretty well. We made this second ball here in the side pocket, and I believe, I don't know which ball we made, but one came down here and went in this pocket. But we're gonna keep doing that. Just gotta focus on hitting dead straight into the rack. A little bit of top, little less top than I had last time though. All right, we made the 10 ball. And we have shape on the 9 ball. It looks like we don't have any other shots. So I guess we're gonna be taking stripes. Sometimes that's the beauty of 8-ball. You don't get a choice. You just shoot whatever you're left with. There's no way I'm gonna, yeah, I just don't have a shot. I could try to thin the 2-ball all the way over, but that's just really stupid. So I'm kind of hitting a little under center, but it'll be top by the time it gets there. So I'm close enough, I can cheat the pocket. I'm gonna play this with just stun. You'll see just a hair bit of right. All right, the overhead stopped recording, but we're still in this rack. Hopefully the GoPro is still working. And now we just gotta make the 8-ball. Okay, so that's, what was that, 2 break and runs in a row, I believe? Sweet. So now we're gonna go for our 3rd break and run. All right, let's get into rack number 5. So far we have a dry break and 8-ball run. We have 2 break and runs, and we have 1 rack where I scratched and then missed ball in hand. Ooh, I just about scratched there. I still made 2 balls on the break, not bad. Yeah, I used to do that a lot. So again, we come to the choice. Do we want stripes or solids? Looks like the 4-ball is blocked by the 11. Maybe also the 10. Yeah, I don't like the 4-ball, so I like stripes. And I don't see any issues with stripes. You just got to get on the 11, which is slightly tricky because the 4-ball's in the way, but it should be fine. But for my first shot, I'll just go ahead and take the 9. It's the only easy shot I have on the table. I could cut the 15, not gonna do that. So I think 9, 13, use the 13 to get on the 15, use the 15 to get on the 10, use the 10 to get on the 11, and come out 1, 2, 1 cushion if you get straight enough, come out for the 12. Or you come out 1, 2, and then you get on the 12. And then you're on the 8. Okay. I have a little less angle on the 13 than I thought I would. But, So I think I'm going to get on the 12 now. I'm going to leave a bit of an inside angle. kind of where the 13 is now, and I can come over for the 11 or the 10 with just that natural angle. I like that. Okay. Got the angle we discussed, which is really nice. I'm just going to draw this, make sure we don't run into the 4. All right, we got a nice shape on the 11. Now kind of the difficult part is, you know, if we shoot the 11 now, we don't have shape on the 10. If we shoot the 10 now, yeah, we're probably going to lose shape on the 11. A little tough. If I'd gotten like here, I could have just shot the 10, draw back, shoot the 11, and figure out the 15. But I could stun over, try to go 1, 2, and back over for this. I could not go to the bottom rail, just go 1 rail out with a little bit of left and come back over. I think that's okay. Probably my best option. If you go to this rail, there's a good chance you're gonna mess up and come out and hit this 1 ball. Go into the rail and back over. I just need to make sure I don't have so much left that I end up in this side pocket. I gotta make sure I don't draw it into the 8. And I need my extension because this is a long shot. A bit of a stretch. Ooh. Only thing that saved me there was the speed. Wow. What was supposed to happen was that cue ball was supposed to be held up a little bit more, and that left would have taken it over here. But luckily I hit it at a good enough speed that had enough to get past the 4. I definitely didn't see that happening, but it did, but I got lucky. Hey, we'll take a little bit of luck if we can get it. And now we just got to figure out this 15 ball. So we have good shape on the 10. I think it's a question of if we want to go forward and then we shoot the 15 over here. Not a big fan of that. If we draw, we can shoot the 15 up there. Or you try to hold it, shoot the 15 over there. I'll get down on it, just see how it feels. With top, I don't like it. I don't think I'm gonna have a good shot. The bottom, I think I have the best chance. I don't think I can hold it though. I think I gotta commit to just playing it down in the same corner pocket. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, and now the 8 ball. Like, this was a somewhat tough rack, so not easy to leave like a key ball. So now we have a bit of a, we got a little bit of figuring out to do for this 8 ball. I could just draw straight back, kind of over here, stun it over with the draw and play the 8 ball down here. What I'm worried about is I go a little too far and I get behind this 4. I could just accept that I'm not gonna get a really good angle and come over here, but that's a really tough shot. I could try to hit it hard and go to this rail and then back over, shoot the 8 down there, which leaves me a pretty easy shot. But I risk getting behind the 6 and 1 or hitting it too hard, ended up on the rail, or just missing, trying to slam. I don't think I'd even get back over. I think I have to do the draw. I think I'm going to draw it and then play it just to purposely come short so I don't get behind the 4. And I can play the 8 over here. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, it's definitely not a gimme, a bit of a tester with the cue ball being on the rail. But you just gotta trust your fundamentals. Just get the job done. All right, dead center of the pocket, let's go. All right, that's a 3-pack. Let's see if we can make it a 4-pack. All right, so last rack, we almost scratched in this side pocket. So again, same issue. Try and hit dead center. That's pretty good. Oh no, a dry break. I was just a little bit off.